Millennials are on better track for retirement than boomers or Gen X. What? From the Wall Street Journal. It must be right? Wall Street Journal. Let's take this. So Dateline, October 3rd, 2023 from Ann Tergessen. Look at these millennials. Millennials tapping. You know, they're tapping. Yeah, right on. Let's see. Millennials are on track to surpass their elders in one key source of retirement security, retirement savings. What? Well, the generation born in the 80s and 90s has lagged behind prior generations when it comes to home ownership. New data suggests they are saving more for retirement. By the time millennials now earning a median salary reach retirement, Vanguard estimates they'll be able to replace almost 60% of their pre-retirement income with Social Security and savings from sources including 401k and IRAs. Vanguard estimates they'll be able to replace almost 60%, which if that is on better track for retirement, does that mean that Gen X and boomers aren't able to replace 60% of their pre-retirement income? And that includes Social Security? What changed? Millennials are saving more and earlier because of contributing to 401k become the default in many plans, all right? So basically you have to say affirmatively, take affirmative action to not withdraw, to put money into 401k. So let's take a look at this chart here. All right, so we got millennials are saving enough to replace more income in retirement. Early millennials, here's me, big evil Generation Xers, and late baby boomers. According to these guys, late baby boomers, they have spending needs of not, well, who just called me, man? My goodness, it's NSA. They know they're saying, Josh, we know you're doing a video. NSA is calling me. How dare you? Meet a new advisor at Carson. All I got to say about Carson, Ron Carson, who runs Carson, seems to have I don't know what's going on with that guy. Let's just put it that way. I got a nose. I got an itch on my nose. He calls himself he, him. All right, so he has his pronouns. He has this big beard, and he calls himself Omani now. So I'm not sure if he did some Eastern religion hiatus or something like that. But look, I got no qualm if you want to do all that. No qualm at all. But yeah, that's a guy who runs Carson Wealth Management, Ron Carson. I follow him on LinkedIn. I stopped following him because I can't take it. And he got a big beard. He's doing some Eastern religion stuff, and he calls himself Omani, and he puts the he him thing on there. I thought that was kind of weird, but this is what, see, rich people, man, they're missing something. Like, I get this, not a jibe on Ron Carson. He seems like a nice enough guy, nice enough fella. But rich people, you got your own plane. I assume he's got his own plane. I can almost guarantee he does. They have a void in their life. They do. And, the financial, they thought money could solve it, and they don't. Money doesn't solve your void. It doesn't. So now they're like, oh, it's got to be something else. So now they're going to go find some Eastern methodology for finding your place in the world or something like that. That's fine. I got no call with that. It's just, the whole thing is this is what rich people do. It's like, do you ever notice that? It's what rich people do. And it's just strange, man. Look, I know people who are big into Eastern religion and stuff like that. Nice people, without question. Freaking just wonderful people. But they come from kind of wealthy environments. It's weird. It's like, once the money issue is gone from your necessities and needs of life, you look for other things to fill the void. Isn't that weird? It's just strange. And that's why most poor people, are Christian. They just are, at least in the United States, because Christianity solves that need for us. Because money will always have a need for money, but most poor people, middle class people, are still devoutly Christian. Because when you have wealth and everything kind of established already, you start looking beyond what you have right here. You start losing your contentment, if that makes sense. Once your financial stuff is met, you start losing your contentment and looking for other things to fill the void. It's kind of sad. Anyway, just kind of chuckled at that. All right, millennials. All right, right here. So we got income percent. If you're in the 22%, these guys aren't kidding. These guys aren't serious, are they? Yes, they are. So if you're only making $22,000 a year, that's a median income in the bottom 25th% of income. You can only replace 64, 63, and 64% of your income. All right, so spending, you need 96% of this. So if you're only making $22,000 a year, you need 96% of that to retire. And yet the people in the early millennials, my people, late baby boomers, can only replace 64, 63, and 64% of their of their spending needs. It's so stupid. So if they need 96% of 22,000, we'll just say that's 21,000 for simplicity. They're on track to only have 64% of that, and that includes Social Security. Give me a break. If you're in the 70th percentile of income, 61,000, millennials have 66. They only need 68% to replace their income there, and millennials got 66% of that covered with Social Security. And if you factor in, we're contributing now while we're young and all that, whereas my generation only has 53% of that, and baby boomers have 51. Yeah, okay. So again, baby boomers only have, we need 68% of 61,000. I know that's tough to follow, but for simplicity, we'll say that's $50,000. Baby boomers only have 25,000 of the 50,000 they need, and they're in the 70th percentile of income, and that includes Social Security. Yeah, you're joking. Come on. So they're not even close. They need to have that gap there. It's just, that whole thing is just so stupid. And here, if you're a rich guy making 173, millennials are far ahead too. You only need 43% of your 173 if you're a rich guy. Millennials will have 85% of that. They're going to be well beyond where they need to be. You only need 43%, and millennials have 85% of this 173. The 401k might be the backbone of the nation's private retirement system, but even as fans say, it can fall short of helping people save enough. For those that access to 401k plans, especially early in their careers, a widespread adoption of automatic enrollment into target date funds seems to be in getting younger workers on track. Of the 1,700 employers that use Vanguard's 401k services, nearly 60% have automatically enrolled new hires, all right, which is up from 10% in 2006. Many plans that auto-enroll also automatically raise workers' savings rates by 1% a year. I got no call on that. You can always opt out. That's no big deal. Here's Kenneth Adams. He said that when he graduated from college in 2012, he began working as an engineer at a technology company. His employer automatically enrolled him at 3% of pay. He wasn't thinking about it at all, says Austin, Texas resident, because he's too busy being weird in Austin. What up, dude? What up? They sent me this letter saying they're going to auto-enroll me. I said, okay, I'll do what it says to do. And he also did what they said when it came to the V. I said, I'll do what it says to do. Boink, boink. He saw Travis Kelce. He said, take 2 for the price of 1. And you get 2 Band-Aids for the price of 1. Yeah. He did it. I'll do what they tell me to do. I can't think. All right, so then he increased his 401k savings rate to 12% in 2014. All right, well, I mean, so here we go. So they put him in at 3, but he increased it to 12. So they didn't do that. He did that. So to use him as your freaking, guy, your avatar for people who are successful, he started at 3% in 2012. He put up to 12% in 2014 after building an emergency account. That's not your example. That's a guy who obviously knew about finance. He said, okay, I got my, so stupid. They're going to use that as an example of how this works. There's not much financial education in college, which is automatic enrollment is helpful. But you were not going to take advantage of it anyway, Kenneth. Just come on, dude. You did not just say, I'm going to start a savings account on your own with being ignorant of financial education. Even with automatic enrollment, Vanguard research says American workers aren't saving enough, okay, to keep up with the spending typical of today's retirees. Really? Really? Millennials who earn $61,000 are very close to being back on track to cover the projected spending in retirement. To keep up with today's retirees, the spending of today's retirees. Okay. Lower income workers across all 3 generations are likely to end up with the greatest retirement shortfalls. And if you buy that, I got some oceanfront property. Oh, right here, a 2021 study. Boston College Center for Retirement Research found that millennials in the mid-30s are catching up to where older generations stood at similar ages. And if you buy that, I bet the comments are closed. Did I comment on this? Because it's over a month old. I got some oceanfront property in West Virginia. All right, let's see here. Agree is the best place to find grumpy boomer comments. All right, whatever. And we did it while eating avocado toast. Wasn't it just yesterday that the article said that people are still spending like crazy but not saving for the future? The more realistic is that generations realize Social Security will not be paid out to us. Do they really realize that? Okay. You can save a lot by living with your parents, 100%, and not paying back your student loans. Yeah, that's true. Of course, younger folks are saving money. They don't have pensions. They understand Social Security in its current form is unsustainable. All right. Younger folks lack in wealth accumulation. Why did they take a weird 4-year cohort from middle generations compared to early? Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, agreed. Nothing like a healthy random longitudinal study. This is anyway, the whole thing's just silly. All right, look, man, millennials, keep crushing. I'm not yelling at you. I just think the idea that some poor people are not on track to recover 60, whatever it was, 98% of their benefits of their spending. Can you just for 2 seconds think about Wall Street Journal? Wall Street Journal. Can we use our freaking our lump of coals up here? 22,000 a year is our median income. All right, let's take 22,000 a year. I'm not even going to say any income tax. 22,000 a year minus 7.65%. That gives us 20,317. All right, that's without any income taxes whatsoever. All right, 20,317. That's what we get. Divide that by 22,000. That gives us 92% right there. So immediately, we only, instead of having 96%, we're down to 92 just by not having to pay FICA. All right, now let's on top of that say we have 17.65, 10% to our 401k for simplicity, and another 7.65 to taxes. So that's payroll tax. We're not even accounting any income tax. So 22,000 minus 17.65%, 18,117. Divide that by 22,000. That's 82% right there. Now, let's take our trusty calculator here, all right? So stupid. We're going to say 22,000 a year is what we made. That's our median income. And we're just going to times that by 35, all right? Times by 35. So we're going to get a gauge of how much Social Security is going to cover. 22,000 a year times 35. That's going to give us $770,000. We're going to assume that's our total indexed earnings, our TIE, total indexed earnings, $730,000. All right. Now we're going to divide that by 420. Divide by 420, we're going to get our AIME 1833. 1833 is our AIME. Roughly the first $1,123, you get 90% of that. And then 733, we get 0.32% of that. All right. So 1,100 times 0.9 equals 990 schmackaroonies, and then 733 times 0.32 is 234. All right, 990 plus 234, 1222. Times that by 12, and that gives us $14,688 right there alone. $14,688. Divide that by 22,000. That gives us 67% right there of our gross income. Now we're going to take that 14,000, whatever it was, 1224 times 12, it's 14,640, and we're going to save from our 401k and our FICA. So we got 22,000 minus 17.65%, 18,111. All right, so that means divide 14,640. Divide by 18,111. That means we need 80% of our income. 80% of our that means Social Security provides us 80% of our income needs right away. All right, when you factor in just Social Security taxes that we don't have to pay and not contributing to our 401k. All right, so that means we need 80%. That means we need 20%. So we have roughly 18,000. We need about 3,000 a year from our portfolio. 3,000 a year from our portfolio. Why? Because that's $250 a month. That will right there give us 80% of where we were. Now, when you factor in Social Security taxes and your 401k contributions, right about that. So we need about 3,000 a year. Divide that by 0.05. We need $60,000 in our portfolio to be able to get that. Yeah, it's gonna happen. All right, anyway, silly, just working with these people today. The guy was worried about couldn't retire. Just great people down there in Florida. I said, dude, he's a great guy. He just said, I don't know, man. I don't know. I said, they're good. They're retired, but he's like, I don't know. He's good. He didn't worry about his wife retired. He works part-time as an engineer, but he's like, he doesn't need to because just worried because he follows the financial media. Great guy. I said, man, not only you're fine, and he knows that now. Before we make it, I have a feeling I'm fine. Just I said, dude, you guys got to start spending more money. Start lighting cigars at $100 bills, for heaven's sake. Fly first class, for heaven's sake. Don't fly coach so your kids can fly first class. I came up with that. Some other financial guy on YouTube is using my thing. No, I came up with that. That's my thing. I should trademark that as well as a widow's tax trap. They're fine. I said, dude, you guys got to start spending more. Anyway, all right, love your thoughts. Don't forget to, if you like these videos, they help you, you can buy a cup of coffee and some doobie-doo. We'll see ya.